Hey fam, so how you doing? This is Paradox, and I'm loading into the Satoshiverse, and I'm just waiting for everything to kind of load on up so we can actually do some video screen sharing here. I'm hoping it's loading up because it's acting pretty darn weird. I wonder why it's doing that. Here we go. All right, so how you doing, guys? So this is Chris Reyes, most Paradox Cycle. I'm just waiting for the models to load up. So I'm running OBS in the background, and hopefully it's recording my video. I am working from my mobile office here. Um, I got kids, so it's hard to kind of work in the home or in my warehouse. And I think this is a good setting until I get a background done, until I have some professional lighting, hardware, and everything. You're seeing me and as it is. So it takes a little bit for these things to load up. The whole reason I started making these galleries in the first place was to let people expand their ideas on what can be done with the digital collectibles, not just found on Quidd, but almost elsewhere, no matter what platform you're on. The trick is that we have some platforms that already have a gallery style. I'm a hybrid collector, so I'm on quite a bit of platforms, but I want to take that concept and apply it to everything that I can get. Really, the goal is to have all my digital collectibles be able to interact, be able to create with them, be able to play with them, and as I kind of raise the bar for myself on what I can do with them, hopefully, as time goes on, other people can do the same thing, and we can all have fun, and we can have scenes, we can have interactions, and maybe even some gamification. I have no idea. Some things are a gray area, some things are allowed just because it's Creative Commons. But so this is should have loaded up already. So you're basically seeing this from my screen, where it's at. So you're actually seeing me when I go in. So I'm just gonna kind of zoom in into the first person so you can see it more. I'm gonna go into one part of the gallery here. So I haven't put any of images on the right and left side. When you kind of log in outside of the creator mode that my account's on, those will just show blank. They won't show upload art or anything like that. So kind of ignore those. But I took these digital collectibles. This is a Satoshiverse from Quidd, and I took them and kind of put them the little platforms are on with the name base, which is really cool. These things look amazing in AR, so I'm hoping to do more things in AR as well. Hopefully, get to a point where I can do these in VR and just kind of show what the capability of these things are. Some people might not care. Some people just love to collect. Some people love to create. I kind of like doing all of those, all the above. Man, maybe I'll just start making music and putting music in there. So that's another weird thing about my what I can do. I actually make music as well too. Nothing major. Mostly been a hobbyist musician for a long time, but we'll see what happens, guys. But look at this. Look at the detail on these. I think they're phenomenal. So I know this one's a commander. His little plaques down there. But what I had to do was I couldn't make them too big, otherwise they'd pop out from the steps they're on right now. So in the future, I'm hoping of like actually creating my own um, kind of environment, making pretty cyberpunk or kind of like a rundown urban area. I've seen how Satoshiverse has their gameplay, and I've been gaming for a long time. Ever since I was very young, and it looks amazing. I think it's really cool. I think those guys have done a groovy job. But I kind of just want to show these because I think they're really, really neat. Right now, I'm kind of using an HP 15. I gotta look to double check. HP 15, a laptop. It's got like 8 gigs. It's got the quad processing. So depending on your rig, some of these will look different. I know on mobile, especially on my iPhone. I have an older iPhone XR, and I have a Note 9, older, but the graphics look different on those. I like it in here, and I'll show you in a little bit. I'm just going to do a quick rundown through here so you guys can see these. I kind of want to add more, but these models are high definition. You can actually put these in your gallery by either minting them and connecting your wallet. I have had some issues with some things not connecting yet, and I've kind of let one of the staff members at Quidd know about that so they can talk to engineering. One of them was the space engineer from the Interstellar Realty drop. So I own the Space Engineer, and I did pick up the Space Cadet recently. I haven't minted them, but I'm really looking forward to the bridge event that's going to occur. It was set for May. It's probably going to be delayed. I haven't really talked about it because I don't have any insight. I'm mostly an enthusiast. I don't work for Quidd. I'm a collector. I love showing these off and just sharing my enthusiasm and passion. So you might even say like I'm kind of a hobbyist at this point and collector. But I mean, these things are cool, man. I mean, I think for the price point that you're getting these on Quid, it's a phenomenal bargain. And I don't even like using the word bargain because I feel like it makes them seem cheap, and these are far from cheap, guys. These things are freaking cool as heck. So I'm gonna go just speed along here and go to the other side, and then we're going to get to the meat and potatoes. So that was part of the Legionnaires. I do own the base set for both sets of Legionnaires. Now, as you come in, you'll see things on the wall. I created these using an AI generated background and kind of cut and paste using. Now I got to think about it. Um, the editing software is not going to come to me right now. But there's tons of editing softwares you can use. I mostly just call them play creations. I'm going to kind of zoom up here so you can actually see. And you can kind of zoom in there and actually see a bigger picture, let it load up. So it's going to say Paradox Cycle, play creation, the date I made it. Of course, it's Satoshiverse and Quidd. And I just think it's really cool. I pretty much just take a snapshot of the item as it spins in 3D. I do pretty much have that cut out and I superimpose it onto the background. I think anyone can do this. It just does take a little bit of time. But the cool thing with AI generated technology and the diffusion is that you can make these backgrounds with prompts, and you might have to go through quite a few of them. I'm not gonna lie. A lot of them are not what you're gonna want, but once you find what you want, it's pretty cool. So I pretty much took the hacker right here, put him in front of a computer. He's doing his thing, and there's quite a few other ones. So I wanted to put them in front of the character. I think it's just putting another spin on it. I think it's fun. I think it's pretty neat. But you can see right there, kind of the renegade. Um, it's kind of fighting right there, and then you have the hacker right there too. So you have the two images. The knight right here. I think the knight's got is really cool. He's got a whole bunch of armor plate. I've played a lot of RPGs over the years, and I think it looks really, really cool. You can see all the plate armor on there, his leggings, and then we have the ninja. So I have him kind of running through the streets right there, and then here he is. I did want to make these a little bit bigger, so maybe in the next space I can make them bigger and just kind of show more. What I would love to do is actually animate these. So I'm sure someone out there has know-how. If you know how, have no know-how, I do use Blender for some different editing properties, especially if I'm doing these in 3D. I've kind of talked about these a little bit openly with with a few people, and I own these all on display. I've talked about what about the ones I don't own, just because I want to kind of promote. I want to talk about what's there, and I think just going forward, I'm always going to tell you what I own, what's a demo piece if it was given to me, and what I don't own at all, demo or I purchased. Eventually, my goal is really to own all these. I love them that much. I think they're freaking cool as heck. But of course, that's not very possible at the moment, just because I have a budget. I think like a lot of people do. So I'm definitely not a millionaire whale. But guys, these are freaking cool. I mean, if you really look at these, and you can create your own backgrounds. I see other platforms doing this. I'm waiting for it to load up. Definitely need to upgrade my connection here. That's taking too long. That's kind of like, there we go. All right. So it kind of that's a profit. I made a temple for him, and it's not meant to be perfect, guys. I think AI is in its infancy right now, and the the sky's the limit, really, just based upon the way the software is going to go and the technology. But I study, Michael, the CEO of Quidd, and I follow his AMAs. The different podcasts or different places that he's been, where he kind of talks about the platform and the collectibles and what they have kind of planned for the future. I'm very patient. I know things will take much longer than anticipated, especially when kind of kinks will come into the play. So I'm willing to wait, especially with how awesome these things are. And the same thing not only on Quid, on other platforms too. So I kind of don't talk about the other platforms just because there's already so many people kind of talking about in the mix. That may change, but I just feel that there's not enough people talking about Quid, and I kind of want to make sure that it's known because right now I feel that the some of the best value that I've personally found um, is on Quid, and I'm talking about entry point. There's some platforms where the entry point is much higher. It might be $1,000. It might be $60. But with Quid, you can pretty much get into so many of the 3D objects, set aside from the stickers or the cards, for 15 cents. And I think that turns people off because they're like, well, 15 cents? Why am I buying that? I don't want people being deceived by the dollars. I'll always say that. If you followed me in my spaces, if you followed me on my videos, it goes in both extremes, either at the most economical entry point to the most expensive. Dollars are very deceptive. Find out what you love, find out what you like, and then go from there. And hopefully, I won't talk you guys' ears off. But to me, this is the point I like the most. Now, this is a free gallery that is given by Spatial. There's a lot of other galleries out there, guys. Don't be just limited to one. Unfortunately, there's only so much time in a day. I've chosen Spatial for now just because I find the easy of use of connecting my wallet, my mintable NFTs from Quid, and using them. Even like showing my wallet from Polygon, because you can do Ethereum, you can do Polygon, and you can also do Solana. So with those three, the cool thing is you can actually easily integrate your NFTs into that. You know, Going forward, is Quid ever going to have maybe a way of and just check these out, guys. I'm gonna kind of touch base on these in just a second. But is Quid ever going to have integration where they can get into a different type of metaverse style? We know about the sandbox and with the bridge event, so that's going to be one. That's already been promoted. It's been out there, so it's not new news. When it's going to happen, I have no idea. But I have been in the sandbox very recently. I did run around to check out some other galleries. I think it's a great concept. I think the fun gamification meetup, um, kind of the fandom, almost kind of like a Comic Con style meetup. It's almost to me like a virtual version of audio and video and you know fandom. Pretty much, you know, being your avatar even, or just seeing other people's creative works and being immersed in some kind of environment. I think that's really cool. The metadata on these is different depending on the software you're using. So in Spatial, these guys sparkle. I don't know if you can see that, but I think it's really cool. Something with what Quid uses, especially with these AR models, is that there's lighting, and the lighting will hit it from a certain angle. I don't know how much it interacts with the environment, but I do know just from testing this out. And again, this is why I'm doing this. I want people to see this emotion. Look how that sparkles. So these are the gold models. I own all this stuff right here. I even own the awards you see in the distance. One of them I did win, which was the April Army, Captain April, um, uh, regular, and then there's the Satoshi the Creator. But all these characters here, I do own the gold ones, silver ones, the base ones. I do own some of the Legionnaires, the silver ones, and maybe a couple of the gold. But because I didn't own all of them, I didn't want to put them in there. I didn't want to kind of like cause confusion, so I just wanted to make it simple, make this as a starter. I want to build up from there, get some interest, find some people who are interested in, and maybe if some people that can even come into this and build some stuff. I mean, there's ways of actually giving links and having people come into your space and editing stuff with you. So I think that's really cool. Think about like some kind of clubhouse or a meetup where you can actually do that. So I found that really cool. I find that a lot of fun. And these worlds can be massive. I mean, you can actually put in a kind of a video screen there. You can make a theater. You can add a lot of different links to different items. So I'm just going to kind of run through here. So again, this is a free space given by Spatial. There is a creator you can use. I've messed around with a little bit, but what I really want to do is kind of you have to download Unity. You have to kind of get the ropes of it and then build things pretty much from set. You can with the pre-made one, you can easily integrate models. You can integrate your MetaMask. And I think the cool thing with Quidd right now is that the ones that are mintable with a smart contract, you can easily not have to worry about using Blender and going through a billion and one different conversions, making sure worrying about it looking good. You have to edit this. No, you mint it, you attach your wallet, and then it goes from there. And I think that's really cool. I want to do a video on the new UI system with Quidd. What they did add on there was a way to add multiple wallets. So the cool thing with adding multiple wallets is that you can actually have different mintable items in different wallets, and that way, I think it's really groovy. It's really cool. So that's about it, guys. I mean, there's so much you can do with these things. These spaces are massive. So I'm gonna leave it on there, and then just check it out. Check out my spatial galleries. Check out the different things you can do with these. Until next time, laters.